Hope you enjoyed that 2-0 Saturday we gave you right here on the Ben Burns Report. That makes us 19-8. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm your host, Allie Burns. Ben regrets he can't be here with us today. He's playing pool in Perth. However, he does send his warmest regards as well as his best 2 free picks of the day. Now, this first game we're talking about is the Brewers at the Phillies. Couple things in common here. One is that they both have Monday off, and 2, they are both on win streaks. The Brewers have won 4 in a row in Cincinnati. Phillies have won 3 straight in Philly playing against the Padres. So now they're meeting up on a Tuesday afternoon. And here's what we got going. Now, as Ben and I were going over this play, we kind of went back and forth. So you're kind of going to get a twofer on this one, all right? 2 plays that we like in the first 5. We got the Brewers starting Tehran. We got Philly starting Nola. And as we're going through the numbers, they're under 5.5, just kept screaming out to us. And I know Tehran is not the greatest. And I know Nola's not the greatest either, even though he is a little bit better at home. Nola's got a 4.39 ERA, but a 3.40 at home. Tehran's got a 3.64. However, it moves up to a 4.50 on the road. So it feels like you would think over here, right? But wrong. We don't. Because if you look at the current form in the last 5 games, first 5 innings for the Brewers, they've been averaging 2 runs and only allowing 1.6. When they were in Cincinnati, those 4 games they played against the Reds, only one of those games was a game that the Reds scored in. So 3 times they shut out Cincinnati. They're not allowing a lot of runs to happen right now. Philly, on the other hand, they're scoring 1.6 or averaging 1.6 in their first 5. They're allowing 3.2. So the math comes out to about 3.6 as a total for the Brewers, 4.8 as a total for the Phillies. We're going to go under the 5.5 on this one. It's at a minus 118. Now, the other thing we're looking at here is what the book is trying to tell us, right? The book is saying that they think Philly gets under 3.5. They're saying that they think that the Brewers go over 1.5. So we're thinking, we're doing some math. And if you can get that Brewers first 5 run line plus a run and a half, it's at a minus 130. And we like that a lot. So that was almost going to be our play, but our official play is the under 5.5. And if you like that first 5 run line, you can get it if you take the half of a run. Plus half a run is plus 112, I believe. So there's a little plus money for you, honeys, all right? Okay, so that's our first official play. Like I said, Phillies under 5.5 in the first 5. So before we get to our second pick, let me remind you guys, Ben has a killer package available over at WagerTalk, okay? It's every single sport, every single total that he does for less than $2 a day. Head over to WagerTalk.com. If you guys haven't noticed, Ben is pretty freaking good at totals. You know, it's kind of his jam. So moving on, that brings us to our next pick. We're going to give you a pick on the total of the Padres at the Blue Jays, and we're going to take this one under the 9. Now, both of these teams definitely have some big bats, but we expect the pitchers to kind of take center stage on this one. We're starting with Joe Musgrove. Musgrove is like in crazy form. Dude is pitching lights out. Let's go through some stats here, all right? Last time out, he tossed 6 shutout innings. That was the 5th straight start that he allowed 2 or fewer earned runs, and it was also the 6th consecutive start where he allowed 3 or less. Note that he's got 31 strikeouts against only 2 walks over his past 4 starts, and going back further finds that Musgrove has allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in the past 8 of his 9 starts, and 3 or less in all 9 of those starts. So dude's on fire. Now let's flip over to the other side. We've got Alex Manoah starting. He entered the season as a Cy Young contender, but he struggled in the beginning and they sent him back down to the minors. But apparently that was just what he needed. He came back strong. He returned to the bigs in his last start, allowed only 1 run through 6 straight innings. He kept the ball in the park. He struck out 8 and did not walk a batter. I don't want to give him stats that aren't his stats. So anyway, with the All-Star break less than a week removed and both teams having Monday off as well, we're going to go under the 9 runs when the Padres take on the Blue Jays Tuesday night. Thanks, guys, for watching the show. Don't forget, remember on Saturday, we gave you guys Ben's very first ever 5% top play in the UFC? Well, it cashed. So I hope you listened to me. Ben's record is now 11-2 in the UFC, 3-0 in July, and he's off that easy 5% win. Next 5% play is going this weekend over at WagerTalk.com. So check it out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow right here on the Ben Burns Report.